Welcome to Bad Food Blog. I'm trying out a new camera. Well, it's not new, it's second hand, but it's new for me. And I'm trying out, guess what? A new cooking thing. Here we have Gooey salted caramel brownie mix. This should be fun. I don't have an 8x8 square tin, so it's going to have to go in a different one, which is going to be this one, which I think is a bit more like 16x8. I don't know, it's in inches. I don't know what inches are. I grew up in an era when inches were only done by Americans. Oh, sorry, American audience. And yeah, so here's the mix from inside the box. Appears to be flour, chocolate, and that's about it. We have a bag of salted caramel, apparently. 1 egg. 45 grams of butter. I'm going with Flora buttery. And baking paper. Okay, easy enough. Oh, and 65 milliliters of water. Let's get that now, shall we? I'm going to measure out an arbitrary amount of water because I'm going to measure the water using the scales. This is very easy if you're using the metric system because 1 milliliter equals 1 gram. Okay, first thing to do apparently is to pour everything into this. This is not going well. Again, I'm able to help you with a knife if you're under a certain age, and I have no idea what that age should be. So yeah, let's empty that into there, and let's bring the camera up a bit so you can see more of what's going on. That's better. See there? That's everything in. So, it says to use a wooden spoon and to mix the ingredients together. Don't think that's really necessary for me. And what else do we have? The 42 grams of salted butter. So zero that and get the 42 grams. It's probably going to be a bit much. Let's put less in. 17. It's me completely wildly misestimating. 30. Ooh, 43. Over by 1. Ah well. It's going to be a little bit fattier than I intended. That's fine. And the water. So zero that out and pour until we get to 65. Really is the best way to measure water. Yeah, 1 gram over the water as well. Okay, let's pause the video while I go and show you the mixer. Wow, that looks good. Done. That's what that is, a time-saving device. Mixed. Clear a few of these things out of the way. Oh dear. Don't know if you do this, but you have to take this thing off and leave it in the bowl with the food, because otherwise it's going to drip all over your mixer. And this type of mixing thing doesn't come off very easily. Oh, I need to... This camera has a flippable screen, so sorry about this while I flip the screen up. It's probably going to make the picture wobble a little bit. Or not, that's quite impressive. It's a mirrored image. I'm not too sure if I like mirrored images. It does make it easier to work out which direction you're pushing something, like you're looking in a mirror. So on your left, right, that makes it a lot easier. But I think this camera is getting a lot better lighting, color balance. Not sure about the sound. I might have to start recording the sound on the phone, but everything looks a lot better. Something to be said for using a dedicated camera rather than a communications device. And yummy. So I'm doing the naughty thing of running my finger along the top of the yummy chocolate here and eating it. Brownie mix is delicious. Yum 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 yum. No, I should wash my hands because they've been in my mouth. Now I need to do the tricky thing. Continue to mix this up a bit, show you what this looks like inside. See, it's doing reasonably well. It's all an even colour. There is some minor parts of the inside of this which it doesn't quite reach. They're not too many. Add a bit of extra light to show you more of what it looks like. Pretty impressive, eh? Okay, now baking paper. I really wish I had a trick for sizing baking paper. I don't. I have somewhere here a pair of scissors, which is the only way I know to get baking paper. Never comes in the same size as baking trays. It's always a little bit wider on one side and a little bit smaller on the other. So if you want baking paper to fit anything, you're going to have to cut it to fit. And it's always good to leave a little bit of an overlap, so you can do that. So let's read the next set of the instructions. Here we are. Here are the instructions. So I'm down to grease and line the baking paper. I'm not going to grease the baking paper. Oh, grease and line with baking paper, so I should grease the sides. Spread half the mixture in, drizzle on the caramel, and then spread half the rest of the batter on top. And I need to preheat the oven to 160. I'll start doing that now. Apologies for the noise. And bake for 22 to 25 minutes. Well, that all seems pretty easy. So, greasing that. Well, I'm going to do it the easy way. I only need to grease around the edges, so I'm going to pour a tiny bit, a couple of drops of oil on the baking paper. And I have lost my greasing brush, so I'm going to just use my fingers. You don't need to grease the baking paper, but I'm spreading the grease around, so anywhere where the cake might not touch the paper, it's sort of getting to. I will have to wash my hands again after this. There we go. I'm sorry, there's just no substitute for using your hands unless you've got a greasing brush, which I've lost mine. In theory, it may have gone in the dishwasher and then died. Lots of things go in the dishwasher and then die. Dishwasher kills a lot of things. So, I actually don't mind a lot of these food. Betty Crockers. Right, so half. Now how we're going to put half in, but let's do it so you get the best view. I guess I just literally dump half in the middle and spread it out. Well, this tray is massively oversized for what I want to do. And I'm touching the grease again. So this is a lot bigger than 8 by 8. Got a feeling that the salted caramel is only going to be able to go on top of the whole thing. I don't think that's going to spread much further than that. I don't know if that was quite half though. See, this is always the tricky bit. Everything's moving around. So this comes under the category of bad for you food and badly prepared by me. It's a big bad food blog messes up perfectly good food. God, the paper's starting to actually stick down. Yeah, but it's not doing it straight. There we go. Come on, even yourself out. Come on, you can flow still. No, don't fold over, flow. You need to flow towards the edges. Who has an 8 by 8 tray? Well, I bet this used to be an 8 by 16 or something they used to want. Right, that's way over half, but let's put the caramel in. See, I've no idea how you're supposed to loosely put this on top afterwards. I just don't see that as working. So let's drizzle the caramel on, and well, if it came out evenly it might help. I guess the pattern doesn't matter because you shouldn't get to see it, but I would like to do it in sort of some sort of even distribution, so as each one of these brownies has an even amount of caramel in. But I don't think this packet or my skills are going to allow that. Sort of caramel tastes kind of like, it smells kind of like, sorry, alcohol. Like rum, to be honest. It does really smell like rum. I really hope it hasn't fermented. Oh no, rum's a spirit. You can't ferment into rum. You gotta ferment into something else and then turn into rum. Be distilled. Right, there's a gap in the middle there. Can I get any more caramel out of that? There we go. I think that's spent. Alright, let's put the rest on top. So if I put this in a line down the middle, and just try and evenly spread it out as much as possible. Ugh, it's an absolute disaster. Try and just spread it around. Just want to cover the caramel. To be honest, I've given up filling this tray at this point. There's nowhere near enough to fill this tray in any means. Should have made more. Should have bought 2 packets for this tray. Well, it does smell really good already. I think it's going to come out nice. The really bad thing about this this spatula is it never leaves. You know, people like licking out the bowl afterwards. There's almost nothing left in a bowl with this spatula. Combine that with the back of this knife to get those last little bits off. I'll go get a metal spoon because this is great. We'll get a metal spoon. To do the last bit of spreading around, because I think this mixture is going to stick a lot less readily to a smaller spoon. There we go. Just try and get some evenness to the top. It's going to settle down a little bit on its own. Caramel should spread out a little bit. And in a couple of minutes it'll be ready to go in the oven. Oh, magic trick. Dirty spoon. Dirty spoon missing half the chocolate. Okay. So, let me show you this up close. Doesn't look too bad. Time for it to go in the oven, I think. Well, no, the oven's not quite up to temperature, but it will be in a few minutes. And then this will go inside. And it finally warms up. And into the oven it goes for 22 minutes. Okay, it's ready. Let's take it out. It's filled the pan. Wow. Wow, that looks good. Wow. That looks fantastic. And look what we have here. We have the finished product. Oops. And my phone. So this was Betty Crocker's Delights, serves 16, and I would say there's going to be 16 probably healthy portions in there. And you know what? I believe you're supposed to leave brownies in the tin. You're not supposed to try and take them out and rack them to cool down. But ooh, it's got that crust that retreats away when you touch it. Sugary crust, and there's molten caramel under there, so I shan't go touching it anymore because I'm going to get it on my fingers and burn myself. So once it's cooled down, we shall return for a taste test. In the meantime, let's have a little close up and a little zoom in and see what it looks like close up. There you go. I think you can see what I'm talking about there. Amazing, huh? They came out really well. It filled the whole tray regardless of what the instructions said, so I'm pretty pleased with that. Although it seems to be about the same thickness as the picture on the paper there, and I think I'm probably going to have this kind of gooey stuff going on as well that you get in the box here. I think I've achieved that quite well. Thickness seems about right. Well, back after it's ready. Yummy, yummy, it's ready! So it's cooled down enough. I'm going to have to go around the edge, and I don't think I'm going to try and get it out of the tray. I'm going to cut it in the tray and then take the pieces out. Oh. And no matter how much you grease this, it's just so much sugar. I think it just invariably is always going to stick. Yep, that's moving. Well, that's moving. I might not have to cut it in the tray. I don't want to scratch the aluminium tray, so I'm not using a knife in it. There we go. Oh, that's going to come out all in one go, I think. There we go. Nicely done. Right. Let's get a knife, cut it up, and see what it tastes like. I can certainly feel the caramel inside it. It's really sticking to the knife. Just make sure all of these have gone all the way through. Yep, oh look, all sticky. There we go. There we go. Right. Let's try a piece. Oh, so it comes away. It's a little bit thinner. Right. Oops. It's a little bit thinner than shown on the piece of paper. Nice. You want to have one?
Yes, please.
Do you want to take one out for Mummy? Put it in a bowl?
She's not upstairs.
Yes, she is.
Let me just see.
It's really nice. The salted caramel's kind of merged into it though. Thought it was too good to be true that it was going to stay separate. Oops, I cut through the paper there. There you go. There's two for Mummy. Do you want another one? Go on, you can have two. Well, that's really nice. They're not going to last long. Thanks for watching. Please rate, comment and subscribe. And this has been gooey salted caramel brownies.